The most important stories we tell are the ones we tell ourselves about ourselves. There was a young man whose father had died in the Vietnam War and left him an orphan. And he was then adopted by one of his father's army buddies, a man whose life his father had saved in Vietnam. And as the boy grew up, he would hear stories about how much courage his father had, and what a good friend he had been, and how tough, but also how kind he was as a man. And every time the boy had misbehaved or gotten frustrated or gone through some kind of rough patch, his adoptive dad would tell him some story about his biological father that seemed to set just the right example. And when he would master himself and do good things or achieve things, his adoptive dad would say, "You're just like your old man was." And when they watched ball games together, they would root for the teams that his biological dad had cheered for as a kid. So even though they lived in Fort Worth, they rooted for the Bears and the Cubs, which wasn't real popular in Texas. But even that taught a lesson in grit. And over the years, the boy grew into a man who exhibited all the qualities you'd hope for. Well, when his adoptive father reached his 80s, he got sick. And so the boy, who was now an adult, went through his father's papers to get them in order, and he discovered that his biological father was not who he'd been told. In fact, they had no idea who his real parents were. And when he confronted his adoptive father with this, his dad said, "The man you're named after, the man who saved my life, he was the bravest, most honorable man I ever knew. He was better than me in every respect. And he deserved a son more than I did. So, yeah, it was a lie. And I reckon you'd find out someday. But by then it'd be too late, and you and I would have proven to each other the men we really could be." There's a quote from the German philosopher Goethe: "If I accept you as you are, I will make you worse. But if I treat you as what you are capable of becoming, I will help you become that." Stop listening to things that make you mad and start listening to things that make you better.